Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Builds, and in today's video we're going to be doing a real quick repair, and I'm going to also show you how to troubleshoot it. But it's the PVC valve that is built into the valve cover on a 2012 Chevy Cruze. So if this is something that interests you, stick around because it's coming up. Now the first thing I want to show you is how to test it anyway, and kind of explain what the problems would be. And let me get away from the engine so you can hear me talk real clear first. What it is on my way home from work, and right now I just started the car up, so it's not doing it at the moment, but I started noticing a very rough idle. Your car should normally idle just under 1,000 RPM, and what it is on my way home from work I came to a stop, and all of a sudden the car was kind of surging a little bit at idle between 600 and 900 RPM. And when you go to accelerate, it would have a little hesitation and a little skip. And the real quick, easy way to test it, because I already know what the problem is. Unfortunately, with these cars, it happens a lot. But anyway, I hope you can hear it anyway. It's kind of like a hissing noise. But you just pop off this piece. It's just held on by the 4 black clips. And then this is your PVC valve here. It's, like I said, it's built right into the valve cover. But how to test it to see if that is the problem is put your thumb in front of it. When you hear that hissing, that should not be occurring. So what it is, there's a diaphragm that's built inside of here. And why GM did it this way, I have no idea. This should be a removable part without having to change your entire valve cover. But it's how they did it with their infinite wisdom. But anyway, like I said, you shouldn't have that. And another thing that you can see that'll prove that that is the problem, did you hear that? That's from the sucking of that. It's creating a vacuum inside of here. And that should not be occurring. And now that the motor's warming up, I'm sure you can hear that it's kind of surging. Just to show you one more time. I said again, I hope you can hear that noise. But that is what that problem is. It's this guy right here. So like I said, the two things you can do is check this little valve right here with your thumb, and then the second thing is the dipstick. When it sounds like it's releasing pressure when you pull it, that is the problem. Now this is a real quick, easy repair. I'm not going to make a long video on how to do it, but all you have to do, first of all, you got to shut the engine off. You take these 2 screws out, lay this off to the side, and then you got to take all these bolts off here that you see along the edge. You pop the valve cover off, put a new valve cover on, and it's simple as that. And I will show you the new valve cover as well. Now you would think, because it's such a common problem, that they would actually repair or replace that somehow or re-engineer it. And I've actually contemplated trying to engineer something myself, because this is the 3rd valve cover I've had to replace on my car. Mind you, I have 195,000 miles on it though. But anyway, when you get this, as you can see, it already has the gasket already installed for the top of it. It comes with all the bolts already attached as well, as you can see here. The only thing you're going to have to do, like I said, you remove that one, you put this one on, and then you take the oil fill cap off and you put the oil fill cap in here. And like I said, it's really pretty quick and simple and straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and get this changed out, and we'll see what we got. Again, just to kind of help people understand and how quickly and easy this is to do, you're just going to kind of slide that up off of there. This clip slides off the back of that piece there, and that gets everything out of the way of the valve cover. The only other thing you got to do is slide that piece up and off and make sure it's off to the side. And now everything should be out of the way of the valve cover. And now I'm going to use a TX30 Torx bit to loosen this piece. Now that I have those off, I also unplugged this, and all you simply do is you pull this orange piece back, and then you're able to push it open, and that slides off this. And anyway, you slide this out. We'll take that and set it to the side. And now we got to take all these bolts off. And this is a 5/16 American 12 point that I'm using on these. And I'm using the 12 point because of the head on the bolt. And now that all the bolts are loose, one more thing I do want to point out, you want to remove the dipstick, as that will be in your way, and then the valve cover should come off fairly easily. We'll take this and just lay it to the side real quick. And what it is you got to kind of break your seal. There it goes. And then take that off and set it out of your way. And then you're also going to want to the gasket's falling out. You're also going to want to make sure you wipe this down nice and clean. And now that she's all nice and clean, we're ready to put on the new valve cover. Since I got this apart, and some of you may not even know what any of this stuff is, I figured I'd just go ahead and talk about it real quick. This is a timing chain. Both of these are cams. This is a dual overhead cam motor, and these are the lobes that are on the cams. And then if you look right here, all those are your fuel injectors. So if you ever have any problems with your fuel injectors, that would be your fuel injector. And this part right here that's in front of the fuel injector is the fuel rail. But anyway, let's go ahead and put the valve cover on. Now I have the valve cover back on. It's all bolted down, tightened, and ready to go. But something I want to show you, if you're anything like me, every time you work on a car, you break something. And what I broke this time is this hose that goes from this hole here over to the intake here, which I believe is an EGR valve. The hose itself has gotten very brittle, so it broke on me when I was moving it out of the way to change the valve cover. So what I'm going to show you is what I've come up with to remedy that solution. This is the part that actually clips to the case, which is for the pressure relief. And this is the valve that goes up into here. And what I've done is I've gotten some 5/8 power steering hose, and I'm going to clamp it onto those and then put that hose back in there. Now the reason I'm using power steering hose, just so you know, is it can handle pressure, which most lines can't, and I'm not sure how much pressure is actually on that line, so I wanted to have something that would actually be able to take it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the hose on this end in there, get that back together, and then hopefully we'll bolt it back together and fire it up. And here we are, back up together and running. Just to show you, no more air leak there. So like I said, again, that is like the most common problem for a Chevy Cruze, is this goes bad and then you have to change your entire valve cover, which I think is horrible. And this is my repair, and again, I'm not going to say that's a factory recommended repair, but my repair works, it goes together, and it keeps the engine together, and it keeps it running. Hopefully you can hear that. It's back down to a nice, smooth idle. Anyway, that's all today for this video. I hope this helps you if you have a Chevy Cruze like I do and you constantly have a bad idle. Hopefully that'll fix your problem. So, as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Builds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. And we'll see you next time on Bevins Builds.